Hey there fans, welcome back to our channel, welcome back to an action figure review, and I've got two here for you. I purchased two Cyclops, and I never got to review this one. I bought this one a couple of months ago, I never got to review it, and then I got this one just a couple days ago, so I figured I'd kill two birds with one stone, right? So we've got Cyclops in his Astonishing X-Men uniform, and this is more of an X-Factor uniform that Cyclops comes here. This one is a Build-A-Figure for Age of Apocalypse Holocaust, and this one is I think it's a Build-A-Figure for Chode. I'm not quite sure, I don't see the Chode piece on here. But as you can see here, two very different packaging, right? You've got this one that was, I don't know if it was at the beginning of the year last year. I'm losing track of time at this point. This one's got the clear plastic where you can see everything straight through. This one comes with an alternate head, alternate hands. I have no idea what this comes with. As you can see here, we've got the side. One shows the Build-A-Figure. Maybe I should turn them on the same side. Nope. Yeah, I'll turn them to the same side. There we go. So this side has the Chode Build-A-Figure. This one just tells you it's Cyclops with an old X-Factor illustration at the bottom. If you look at the back, you can see here he comes with an extra set of hands, so this does not have an additional component to build Chode, and this one actually shows you who's in the lineup and then who is the Build-A-Figure, right? So we come over here, again, two images of the character itself, the X logo at the top, nothing really much at the bottom. So let's go ahead and crack both of these guys open and see what they're like inside. All right, welcome back. So as you can see here, we've got both of these characters out here with their different uniforms. I cannot tell if they are the exact same mold. They could be, or it could be some parts are and some parts aren't. Like the chest looks very, very different. This one tends to stand out, sticks out a little bit more. This one just a little, it's just a little bit different. But then this shoulder here, I don't know. It looks similar. You can see here in the head, there's slightly different head sculpts. There's definitely different head sculpts. You've got this part right here. I don't know what those would be called, and they're a little bit more flat. It just looks like it's covering the ear on that side. So there's a difference here between the two characters, right? As far as articulation goes, though, the characters, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. But let's really take a look at the costumes, because again, these are two different eras, if you will, right? One is happening, I think this costume was prevalent, what, in the 70s maybe? This X-Factor costume. And then this Astonishing is more recent, more in the 2000s and teens, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't a big fan of the Astonishing X-Men. I didn't really like how they looked. However, this costume of Cyclops, I do like. It is one of those that, I don't know, I do like it, to be quite frank. So you could see right off the bat, there's a different tone of the blue. You've got a deeper, darker blue here, and this is more of a solid blue, right? The yellow, you've got more of a gold here, and this is an actual yellow, right? So very, very different. Cool is the little effect here that attaches onto his visor, so it kind of looks like he's just finished firing, and there's some smoke effect. He doesn't have any smoke effect on there. So you can see here he's got the solid X going through the middle of his chest all the way through to the back, right? And Cyclops, Astonishing X-Men Cyclops, he's just got some patterns, some line patterns going through, a little bit different, right? I kind of like this blue better than this blue, but the yellow and blue here go a little bit nicer. I'm not too big of a fan on the gold here. I'm not sure why, but yeah, let's get into the accessories here. Yeah. All right, so here we are back with our accessories. So right off the bat, I'm gonna just get this guy out of the way. This is the Holocaust Build-A-Figure arm. You've got a really nice piece here. His arm is part cannon, right? So this is like some type of very similar to how Apocalypse has those components that come from his back into his arm. So Holocaust has very same things. According to the comic book, if I'm not mistaken, Holocaust is Apocalypse's son. I don't know if it's biological or what. Never really understood that part. But anyhow, nice, cool design. Really nice sculpting all the way through. You've got all of this detail here in this gun forearm, right? Pretty nice. No effect, unfortunately. I don't know if you can use one of... No, you can't. Okay, I was just wondering to see if there was one of those blast effects would work. But you can see here... no effect. but the good solid piece. Let's get into the actual accessories. Now, Astonishing Cyclops only has his two hands, right? That's it. He's got an open hand, and then he's got this two hands that he can use to point at his visors, right, when he's shooting them out. Now, on Astonishing X-Men side, you've got pretty much the same two hands. It's the exact, almost the exact, no, it is the exact same two hands, right? So you've got the open hand, and you've got the hand where he's looking at his visor. Now, here's the difference. Difference is you've got an extra head sculpt. You can see here he's a little bit on the yelling side, so it makes it look like, you know, that optic blast is coming at full force, which is pretty nice. I like the sculpting in the face. You can see here you could see the teeth, you could see the tongue, right? You could see that the mouth is nice and wide open. So very, very good sculpting, right there. Very cool. And then you've got, which I absolutely love, the blast effects, right? Now, we've seen these in other action figures before as well, and I'll bring those out in a little bit just to compare. So you've got this one, which is a straight up shot, right? So if I'm just taking this head, just as an example, it'll click in here, and bam, it'll look like he's actually firing his optic blast, right? Pretty neat. But new, or I haven't seen this one before, me personally, is it just looks like a different effect. And now, it's interesting how this effect goes. Let me see here. Hold on one second. Okay, I got it now. Okay. So this is actually the effect hitting something, which is pretty darn neat, actually. Here, hold on. Hold on. I'm just trying to get this in the right way so it snaps in there. Okay. So as you can see here, see, it's now the effect. So this attaches to the blast, and it makes it look like it's actually hitting something. So if I were to, you know, push it up against, like, you know, another character, it looks like it's hitting the character. That's pretty neat. I like this effect. This is really, really cool. And this actually only goes with this head. As you can see here, the optic blast on Cyclops' face. Let me bring this over here. So you can see right here, right? It's got a solid visor. But when you look at this one here, there's a hole in there so that you can place that effect, right? Because it makes sense, right? He wouldn't be blasting that type of an effect normally, at least not that intensely, right? So it kind of makes sense that it would go here. None of this stuff is in the Astonishing X-Men, which is really, really upsetting because they're both the same price point. You're getting all of this, you know, all of these additional accessories, and you've got nothing on that side. And that, even though this character came with the Chode Build-A-Figure set, there is no piece to build that figure because it's completed in all the other characters that came in that line. So that is something very, very interesting and something you got to keep in mind when you're picking these guys up. Let's take a look at some of the other Cyclopses that we have. All right, so here we are with Age of Apocalypse Cyclops, right? And you can see very different looking character, right? He's got the long flowing hair. He's got the one eye instead of having the, you know, two-eyed visor. Some different color schemes to his outfit. Again, different hue of blue here with some gold, just like in the Astonishing. Very different outfit overall. I'm not a big fan of this particular costume, even though I'm a big fan of the storyline. But yeah, that's comparing him there. And let's also bring in here 90s version of Jim Lee version Cyclops, right? This is the Jim Lee costume, very infamous by this point. One of my favorites, to be quite frank, if not the favorite of mine. As you can see here, again, different type of yellow and a different type of blue than, you know, the blue and yellow here. Very different. I kind of like this tone different, better than I do this tone. But, you know, I'm giving you this character, comes with no accessories other than what you see here. Same thing with the Cyclops, came with no accessories other than what you saw there. I don't even think they came with alternative hands. I could be wrong on that, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's as far as it went, right? And then we've got our prior X Factor uniform, which was the classic blue and white. Now, as you can see here, there's a different look here in the face, and he's got that little effect, like there's a glow coming out of the visor. Looks like these are different molds. You can see the costume is very, very similar. You've got these boots here that are different than the boots in the back. You know, again, here in the gloves, very different, even though the design is almost the same. It looks like the X carries on through here. The white and blue carries on through the arms. This is just solid blue here. But very, very similar costumes. I think I prefer this one versus that one, to be honest with you. But here's what I do want to show you. I want to show you the accessory this one comes with, which was the alternate face here. And that little effect on the visor is a little bit more pronounced here in this effect, or in this head sculpt. And then you do get this effect, right? It's not as wide. This effect is not as wide as this new X Factor. So you could see here there's a width difference, right? But the fact that this comes with that particular effect makes it all the worthwhile. So again, we've got a different, just a bunch of different versions of Cyclops here. I'm going to try and see if I can get them all in one shot without knocking them over, because that's the key thing here. I don't think I'll be able to. No, I got him. So there you've got a bunch of 5 different Cyclops. To be quite frank, here's what I'd rate them. This Astonishing X-Men honestly is like a 6. And the fact that he doesn't come with a whole bunch of accessories does not make it worthwhile getting, unless you like the costume, right? Unless you're a big fan of the costume. But I would definitely skip out on Astonishing X-Men. This X Factor, even though I'm not a big fan of the suit, does really nothing for me. However, number one, if you're building your figure, if you're building this figure, you're going to need it. And then number two, this effect alone does make it worthwhile, because you're not going to get this effect with any of the others. And I wonder if I can, I'm pretty sure that I can, if I wanted to. Well, maybe not. It was wishful thinking. I was trying to see if it could fit in there, but I can't make it. Oh, well, that's not the one that it's supposed to go in. That one doesn't have a hole. This one does. Oh, yes, look at that. You can change that effect and put it on maybe a costume that you do like. So for that alone, I definitely would pick this one up. I would give it a solid 8, just because of this effect, to be honest with you. If it wasn't for that, it would also be in the 6 category, along with Astonishing X-Men. So guys, that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace out. Till all are one. Bye-bye.